Okay.
Okay.
So
Talk to you, not the camera. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start about the beginning. What was the reason for you to make music at the beginning, in the first place?
Well, I started off. First of all, I fell in love with Elvis, but before that was when I was very young. My whole family was musical. I took classical piano. I took percussion. I was always singing. You know, it was a musical family. And then at 14, the Beatles came on TV, and we decided to form an all-girl band. And all the girls took an instrument. Nobody took the bass. They gave it to me. That's it. End of story. Or I should say the beginning of the story.
Yeah. So you were not happy with the bass?
No, I was happy. As soon as I asked my dad, do you have a bass? And he was a musician, so he gave me I don't know how much you know about guitars, he gave me a 1957 Fender Precision with a gold stripe down the neck, sunburst, the best. So he gave me the best bass there is. And I started, and as soon as I put it on and started, I fell in love. So I was meant to be a bass player, obviously. Yeah.
Can you remember your first live gig with the girls?
Yeah. It was 1964, about 3 months after we saw the Beatles. We learned 3 songs, which was Twist and Shout, Latin Loopy-Loo, and Louie Louie. And we did it at the local dance hall. And I stood up there and thought, I'm home. I felt like I was home. I discovered what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
And all the boys went crazy.
Yeah. But I didn't think of that. I honestly didn't. I wasn't one of those that did it for that reason. I just wanted to be a female rock musician. Not even female was in my head, just rock musician.
I'm sure you released an album to 2006, I think. Your last album.
My last album, yes. Back to the Drive, yeah.
I'm sure now that it's possible now to download your music legal and illegally from the net. How happy are you with the fact, and how do you see the changes in the whole music industry with illegally downloads and all this stuff?
It has changed. It used to be that you made your money out of record royalties. Just the way the world is gone, you know. The music business now has to adjust to download being part of the charts, part of their sales. So they're now starting to get all that together where you get money from downloads and this and this and this and this. It's just the way it is. You have to move along with the technology. I don't mind it, you know. As long as the music gets to the people, that's the main thing. The main thing.
Have you ever downloaded a song illegally from the net?
No. Never done it.
So I think you released your comeback album, Back to the Drive, on Capitol Records, I think. Was it hard for you to find the right label? And after not releasing a record for such a long time?
It wasn't hard to find a label, no. It was EMI. I wanted to go to them because we have a history with that label. No, it had really good response from all the labels, but I needed to find the right one to go with, obviously. It was 15 years of my life, that album, by mistake. It just happened that way, you know? So it represented every single, it's to me my best songs I've ever done. Every song had a reason for being there. It wasn't fiction. It was my life on record. And that led to me writing my autobiography. Because people were so interested in the songs and what they meant, I thought, okay. So then I wrote Unzipped after that. But this next album that's coming out now, January, it's going to be called A Girl Like Me. And it was done with Mike Chapman, our first studio album in a long time. So we've gone right back to the beginning of Suzi Quatro with a band, young band, in the studio. Great, yeah.
I think you're hosting an own program on a radio station.
Have I?
You're hosting a program on a radio station?
I'm in my 12th year now. 12th year with BBC Radio 2. I've had my own program all that time, which is great. I thoroughly enjoy it, yeah.
What's the reason? What's the good thing about making radio?
Well, you get a chance to show a different side. You know, you get to talk about your favorite artists. I get to interview lots of really good people. Bruce has been on my show. Um, it's just I'm a communicator. That's what I'm all about. And it's important to me, even if I'm sitting with you alone or if I'm talking to lots of people, I need to talk. And the radio is a perfect thing for that, you know? Perfect.
So I think radio stations in general, do you think the radio stations today are as powerful as they were, for example, in the 80s or 90s, where they build up hits?
I don't think as much now. I know that acts don't depend on radio anymore. What they depend on now is a variety of things. MTV, the internet, big time. You know, you can put your song on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and you can get huge coverage. So before it used to be that all you had was a radio, and then it became radio and TV, and now it's everything, which is good.
So last question. I'm sure you heard it before. So I read in an article that you had an invitation from Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
That's okay.
But you turned him down. Why that? Is that true? And can you tell your story once again?
Once again, it is true. It is true. On my first album, I covered All Shook Up. And when I went to tour America in '74, he called me at a hotel when I was in Memphis, found out where I was, told me he loved the version of All Shook Up and would I like to come to Graceland. I'd only had a few hits by that time. I was not ready to meet my hero, and I turned him down. But, and it is too long a story to tell on the TV, I wrote a song called Singing with Angels, which is my tribute to him. I recorded it with James Burton and the Jordanaires, and I do believe that if I had met Elvis, I would not have written that song. And I think that song had to be written. It was in the heavens.
So in the end, everything has a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem.
Oops, sorry.